The Mysterious Golem by Lucy Seyfert. The creation of the golem. In the royal city of Prague there is a place of secrets called the Jewish town, and 400 years ago it was the home of the wise Rabbi Lev. Many strange and incredible tales are told of him, but none stranger than the story of how he made a golem out of clay. To make the golem he needed all the four elements: fire, water, air and earth, and so the rabbi chose two assistants. One was hot and passionate by nature like fire, while the other was calm and cool as water. The rabbi himself represented the power of air, and earth was present in the clay from which the golem was to be formed. The clay man was indistinguishable from a human being, and was even given the name Joseph. He lacked only one thing, the gift of speech, for the golem was dumb. How the golem went for water. The golem was not allowed to do ordinary household chores, since he was created for higher purposes. Unfortunately, people sometimes forgot the rule, but nobody even forgot what happened next. When the golem had no orders from the rabbi, he sat at home. The rabbi's wife Perla would run around him cleaning and cooking, while Joseph just gazed about stupidly. One day she sent the golem for water. She popped out for a moment, and when she returned she saw floods of water pouring from the house. Inside, the golem was splashing about merrily. As soon as he emptied one bucket, he would go back to the well for another. He was just fulfilling his orders, bringing water, and if no one had stopped him, he would have gone on bringing it to the end of time. Once, even the rabbi forgot the golem's proper mission and told him to go and catch some fish. When he didn't come back for hours, the rabbi thought he hadn't managed to catch any, and so sent him a message to return, even without the fish. In fact, the golem had already caught a whole sackful, but when he heard the command to empty the sack into the river, and went back without the fish. After all, he had to obey. The golem was a fearsome creature. His strength was huge, and no one could overpower him. He could even turn invisible when Rabbi Lev hung a magic amulet around his neck. Night after night he kept watch in the dark streets in case of anyone was planning an outrage against the Jewish people. The golem on the rampage. The golem's strength grew from day to day. If the rabbi didn't take the shem from his mouth every Friday, he could become uncontrollable. And one fine day that was just what happened. Every Friday evening the Jews gathered to welcome the arrival of the Sabbath, the day of rest. And on the Sabbath even the golem had to rest. But one day the rabbi's daughter fell ill, and the troubled rabbi went to the synagogue without remembering to take the shem from the golem's mouth. The hymn of welcome to the Sabbath started, but was suddenly interrupted by cries for help. The rabbi immediately realized that he had forgotten the golem, whose strength had grown into madness. For a moment the rabbi hesitated. Controlling the golem would mean a lot of work, and that was forbidden on the Sabbath. But if it wasn't stopped, it would demolish the whole town. The venerable old man ran out to find his creation. Catching the golem in an unguarded moment, the rabbit tore the magic gem from out of his mouth. The furious monster immediately stiffened into immobility. The people and the whole town had escaped destruction. The mystery of the attic. The golem's madness had been so terrible that the rabbit decided not to revive his servant. To prevent anyone misusing the golem's power, he secretly hid the body, but tittle-tattle revealed the monster's resting place. It is said that the strict command not to enter the attic has been broken several times. Once, a naughty student found out from a book how to create a sham. The golem revived, but the spell was faulty, and it started to grow to appalling size. The student managed to pull out the sham, but he never came back to the attic. Recently, experts went up to the attic to investigate. They found nothing. But what if the golem still has the amulet of invisibility around his neck?